Guys, so Brett's Property Rant. So chat about, I guess, is cash flow, and in particular interest rates and where they're likely to go. I mean, we have had the lowest interest rates ever in the history of the world, I think, to be fair. Probably not the history of the world, that's probably it, but certainly in modern history, it's been the lowest for the longest. And I don't think they're ever going to go back up to where they were, because, you know, corporate debt in America is 9 trillion. You know, their consumer debt is 22 trillion. You know, they're huge numbers. And the problem is, if interest rates go too high, then they can't afford it. They're going to have massive defaults, etc., etc., etc. And there's a whole range of reasons why I don't think it's going to go up too high. But I do think that interest rates will go up, and they will need to go up. And I think the key is, for you personally, have you actually calculated all of your debts, put them all together, okay, and then worked out if interest rates rose, let's say 1%, 2%, 4%, you know, I think at 4%, that's really going to be a massive stress test, you know, and when we look at that, that'd be a massive jump for most people. So I think if you can sustain at 4%, you've got absolutely nothing to worry about. I think 2% is about what, you know, you really need to account for and you really need to calculate. If you're going to struggle, then what you might need to do is right now start to look at how you can start putting money aside, maybe paying off some debt, or, you know, paying down that debt. If you have to sell a house, if you have to, you know, don't take on more debt, all these sort of things. Don't just include houses, because this is not just about houses. This is all debt, okay? The availability of debt is going to start decreasing. The money supply is decreasing right now. So effectively what that means is, as the money supply decreases, you tend to find we go into a recession or downturn, okay? And so all these sort of things are starting to kick in and starting to move forward now. So, you know, you can sit there and say, oh, no, I've been watching the hundreds and hundreds of YouTube channels that say, no, house price is going to continue, you know, corporate debt's going to continue, everything's fine. But I would just say that a lot of the indicators now are pointing towards a downturn happening, and it could be in 2020, it could be in 2021, it could be in 2022, but somewhere around there. I mean, there's lots of things that countries can do to stimulate and to sort of, you know, stretch it out. I think the UK is in a reasonable position because it's got a very strong economy, and actually, to be fair, we've had a pretty rough time over the last 2 years with Brexit, that's kept the growth down, and that will play into help put us in a good position if the rest of the world does go into a downturn. That's not to say that we're not going to, you know, see things changing and not have to do things. But I think for this, you know, what have you personally done? Have you done that calculation? If you haven't, it's probably time to do it. And then if you want to, you know, one of the big things we do is portfolio management. Okay, so if you're not sure what to do, if you're not sure how to do it, get all the figures together, you know, book with the team, and, you know, sit down with them and get them to run through the implications of that. Because when you run through the implications, you know, knowledge is power, and you can act on knowledge. Yeah, sticking your head in the sand and waiting for a kick up the arse, you know, that's not the way to do it. That is not the way to do it. That's going to create stress. Maybe right now you can live blissfully, but that'll create stress down the way, whereas you don't need to. Actually, what we find with most of our clients, they are fine, okay? Once they do the numbers, they realize they're fine, and they can then almost kick back and relax because they don't need to worry. For by far the majority of people are going to be absolutely fine with that sort of 2% increase in interest rates, okay? So if you're sitting out there and you're concerned about it, you're thinking head in the sand, don't. Give the team a call. They can go through the numbers and really get you a sense and, you know, some certainty in that. That's really what we want, is to give you a sense of certainty as you're building a portfolio. Now, it may be that there's actually some leeway there for you to take advantage of some opportunities now, because what we're seeing is, you know, vendors and developers are starting now to give a bit more, you know, flexibility on their pricing because things are slowed down. You know, the numbers are slowing down. Look, the house prices haven't dropped off, but they will follow, and, you know, that will start to come. You know, but right now, you know, things are still looking pretty good, but now's the time to really make those adjustments if you need to make them. All right, guys, have a great day. Live with passion. See ya.